Let's go. Cool kids step to the front. Cool kids. Too sweet sign for the click.
Bitch, you don't work there.
Feel like I need a shower just looking
Gotta
at
get
you.
right, can't quit. Yeah, I'm up next, I'm the prince. They ain't been the same ever since. Living pretty
We
well
cut
on
the
the
head
challenge.
off.
I ain't
You're gonna
got
be
no
single
time
for the
like
rest of your life.
Brock Lesnar on the beast.
Look at the heat.
Sleep flex and
Look at the
repeat.
heat.
Whole new swag with a price on the tag. Coming live from the west to the east. Better recognize on the mouthpiece. See the power level got
I get no bitches.
Bringing content on the daily. Feeling like Gresh and Suela.
Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, non-binary pals, and everybody in between. Welcome back to the Gresh and Suela podcast. This is episode 44 of this illustrious podcast. Joining me as always is the Queen of Rebels herself, but I got to introduce you guys to me because for those of you who don't know, if you don't know by now, I am the voice that does the most, the purveyor of mischief, Gresh, and joined as always with none other than the Queen of Rebels herself, Suela the Bandit. What's good with your family?
Hello, everyone. Once again, yes, this is episode 44. That is crazy.
Number 44.
44?
I don't know why I'm doing.
Man.
I don't know how to bypass 10, but here we are.
I can say it's been great. What a great season. I know that's for sure. Especially when you have an amazing host like Gresh. Let me tell y'all something. Gresh has really pushed me out of my comfort zone. And that's not easy to do. Especially getting me to talk on the mic. Because I love being like in the background. You see me, but you don't see me. That's what I love to do. So it's like, it's a rare thing to, have me on camera, to be able to show my face and be able to talk my stuff. But other than that, it's great. Like, I've enjoyed working with you. I've enjoyed, like, just the projects we've been on, from the retro reviews to modern wrestling. So I want to say I commend you on everything and thank you for everything. I do appreciate it.
You done with the sentimental stuff?
Yeah, I guess.
All right. I do appreciate you for kicking it with your bro. But for those of you who don't know already, today's episode will be headlined by us stepping back in time one more time for Monday Night Raw from July 1st, 2002, which will be headlined by none other than Jeff Hardy challenging the Undertaker for the Undisputed WWE Championship in a ladder match. I've seen this match a million times. I'm not gonna hold you, but I can watch it as many times as I want to because it's one of those gems that you can watch back and literally not lose any patience with it. So I can appreciate this match. But today's episode should be pretty straightforward to the point. But before we move on, we got a few little housey notes for the one time. Gresh on YouTube News, a new retrospective series has started on my channel. It'll be a bi-weekly upload. The first episode was Mike Awesome versus Spike Dudley, a.k.a. wrestling's underrated David versus Goliath. I had a lot of fun editing and narrating as well as watching back that rivalry. If you haven't already, make sure you guys tap into that. It got me. It's one of those moments where I'm like, okay, I can really see myself doing this in the future because I know I've said it and I've alluded to it countless times. I'm going to probably eventually stop producing 2K videos full time. Okay. And the reason why is because I'm not really, it's like I'm trying to find my niche on YouTube. And after being advised, I might see myself by stepping into that niche, which isn't as saturated as the WWE 2K genre. I'm not saying I'm going to stop doing it. I'll probably do live streams, Twitch, YouTube, whatever, and have fun with the subscribers. But it's like I'm just dabbling. I'm continuing to dabble in as we enter quarter two of the year 2023, and I can say this is one of those videos that I'm actually proud of. Like, I was proud of this video, the booking video I did with Jey Uso becoming the Tribal Chief. That's still doing immense numbers over on YouTube as well. But this series in particular, which will be a retrospective series, will be available on youtube.com/@itsgresh. And you guys should check it out. Speaking of checking it out, Patreon news, all the tiers have been reworded, and organized properly over on patreon.com/greshdigital, including the brand new chairman tier, which is $50. That particular tier will be going towards being credited as an executive producer on all my documentary retrospective videos for the YouTube channel, and it will include a credit on IMDb. For those who are in the entertainment production industry, knows just how important an IMDb credit is, or when it comes to like acquiring work. And I pride myself. And for those of you who want to know, like, why would I spend $50 on this? You gotta understand, when I give you this credit, it's like I pride myself on producing high quality content. So you won't have to worry about me scamming you out of $50 when you take part in that tier. It is not mandatory. Trust me. I was just advised to place it there because you never know who wants to be an executive producer on stuff that I produce, and I just placed it there. It's like, that's not what I'm pushing for people to buy. Like, if you want to get it, cool. But like I said, it is available for you to be credited as an executive producer, because a lot of people are doing that nowadays with their YouTube videos and stuff. Like, you can literally, if you get a credit on IMDb, then you're pretty much golden, because that's, no matter how much people hit or miss when it comes to that particular site, high executives in the entertainment and media production industry, that's their go-to. That's their dictionary. Like, okay, who are you? Why are you submitting to this? This is what you've been working on. This is what, and then they check to see what video that or short or podcast series that would be on that. But that's what I'm saying. It's just there. It's not mandatory. But like all Patreon pledges, you are appreciated by yours truly. And last little bit of house note, Movie Fridays continues tomorrow on twitch.tv/hey is Gresh. The last one we did was hilarious because I finally watched Ready to Rumble from 2000.
Nice.
And that shit was terrible. But it's like, I probably got to give it another watch to verify what I want. But the last one we did, like I said, was hilarious, and I'm looking to continue that trend tomorrow. Tell your loved ones and even your ex-loved ones, your best friends, your ex-best friends, the place to be on Fridays at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is with your boy Gresh on Movie Fridays. And that will more than likely be the last Movie Fridays for the next 2 weeks, because I will be out of town next week and the week after that on both Fridays. So hopefully you guys tune into that. I believe the movie that we're probably going to watch is Tuxedo from 2002. So I'll probably post it to confirm it, but that's more likely going to be the episode that we watch. All right, now it's time for us to step back in time for this week's retro review from July 1st, 2002, Monday Night Raw, where Jeff Hardy challenged The Undertaker for the Undisputed WWE Championship. I was about to say Universal title because that's been the thing too, in a ladder match.
Yeah.
To start off the episode, we get that classic 2002 to 2004 WWE intro, because fading into this was basically post them becoming WWE. So throughout this entire show, you're going to hear them say WWE a lot. That doesn't come off natural at all. It's just, they're like WWE, WWE. Like they'll pause because they're not used to saying WWE. They're used to saying WWF. So you're going to be hearing that. But after that intro, we fade into a recap of Vince McMahon's ruthless aggression promo with the entire Raw roster surrounding the ring a week prior, before we see Rob Van Dam interrupting the 2002 King of the Ring coronation ceremony of Brock Lesnar, followed by the match between Lesnar and RVD, which ended in DQ thanks to Paul Heyman, who suffered a frog splash for his troubles. And then Brock just yeeting RVD through the announce table with ease, saying ruthless aggression to end the promo. Y'all get the guns, the drugs from my generation. And so we get that Raw intro that they don't make them intros. They don't make them intros like that no more.
They don't.
They don't make them intros like that no more. Oh my God.
Oh man. Now they be like, you in trouble, cause I
don't know what they got now. They're like, what is the song that they use now? Bigger move, make it loud. Bigger than more to check it out. Yeah, greatest. Kids like greatest.
Yeah.
That being that dated. And brings up in. I'm on the verge. We on the verge, and it feels like no disrespect to the artist, but that song is mid when it comes to wrestling. I'm sorry, like that ain't something I want to like. It don't get you hyped. You be like, oh, it's just it sound like a bumper music where you just need something to transition to the next part of the video. It don't get you hyped. And sometimes WWE don't even do pyro, so you're not really getting it hyped
the
on all
full effect.
Yeah. But we did get pyro here because after the opening pyro and panning of the crowd, we are live from Manchester, New Hampshire, which will be headlined by, like I said, the Undisputed WWE title match, the best version of The Undertaker, in my opinion, in the main event. We officially kick off the show with a very, very young version of Brock Lesnar, the 2002 King of the Ring winner, alongside his agent, pre-advocate Paul Heyman with long hair, because now he rocking that slick back George Jefferson haircut. So Paul Heyman then proceeds to basically hype up Brock Lesnar and runs down other people he was beefing with, Rob Van Dam, Kurt Angle, you name it, and then issued a challenge to any veteran in the back who has the guts to walk down the aisle and be sent into early retirement by the next big thing, Brock Lesnar. This was pre-Paul Heyman with the penguin voice. Ladies and gentlemen. But so now he was just talking regular voices. And that challenge was answered by none other than the former co-owner of Raw, or owner of Raw, the 16-time world champion, the Nature Boy, Ric Flair, who still looks the same age as he did in 1996.
Yeah, like that white hair ain't going nowhere.
Nah, I'm talking about his face.
Well, that too, but that white hair. Boy, I was like, dang, he still had white hair back then. He ain't gonna never change.
That man was,
forever.
That man looked old all my life.
It's just set in stone. Like
that nigga look old.
Gosh, all the years that we done grew up watching wrestling, I've never seen this man. I've never seen really a younger version of him.
Except for pictures, and when they did like documentaries, I'm like, oh,
yes.
That's when you were young. So it's like you got old. You stop aging after you started looking old in like 1994, and that's when you was stuck. The only thing that changed was your body, but your face was still old.
Jeez.
Rick, like I said, Rick brings up the interference from Brock during the match against Vince, which cost him the ownership of Raw. And Flair says he's the veteran and better than that. He's a legend. And tonight, big boy, you're gonna find out. You're gonna find out why. Woo! I'm the dirtiest player in the game. Woo! I'm like, you and this woo off again. We're back with this, Rick. We're back at this. All right. Thank you. We're back with the woos. All right. Congrats. Brock gets up in Rick's face, snatches the mic, and says Flair's in the wrong place, in the wrong gear, with the wrong guy. Simple, straight to the point. The match is on, and the bell rings, and here we go.
Yep.
The match pretty much started off with Brock asserting dominance over Flair early on, which caused Rick to use his quickness and brains to get one shot in on Brock, which just made that man angry. Every chop, he just got mad. I'm like, well, damn, that man just brushing off chops. I can hear it, and you're just brushing it off. Flair turned this match into a cat and mouse game, which made Brock angry when he hung him up. This man was showing no signs of bruising from Flair's chops and instantly went on the attack all over the place. As the match progressed, the more I realized how insane pre-UFC Brock Lesnar was in the ring.
Yes.
Like he's pretty insane still to this day. But
but back then he was like, he was way. I think, in my opinion, he was way more ruthless back then compared to like where he is right now.
Yeah.
At least. It's like he still got it. It's like the beast ain't dead. You know what I'm saying?
I think back then he had stuff to prove. Now that he knows he's a made man and he has money wherever he goes, he's on autopilot most of the time. And he's just having fun. He's just riding the wave. So, speaking of riding the wave, the tides turned when Flair hit 2 back-to-back low blows, which went undetected by the referee somehow. And Flair finally floored Brock, but every time he went for the pin, that man just yeeted him out. He just said, get off me. And I'm like, God damn. All right. Flair had Brock in the figure 4 leg lock to close up the match, which caused Paul Heyman to attempt to climb on the apron, but he slipped And I audibly bust out laughing when I saw that. I'm like, your feet just say, no. It just went away. Brock finally reached the ropes, which forced the break, and then Rick, for some reason, decided to go punch Paul in the mouth, but that distraction was enough for Brock to pop up Here Comes the Pain style and hit the F5 on Rick to pick up the win in a fun opener match for this show. Like this match was pretty good. Like it like I said, this pre UFC Brock Lesnar was a beast, pun intended, in the ring. Like, that man was doing solid. That man was doing, and the scary thing about it is it was just his first. He wasn't even a year on the main roster.
He was only like what, a couple months in.
He debuted in April of that year on Raw after Mania, and and this is June. This is July, so April, May, June, July, so 3 months in. And
90 days. 90 days, and we get this. Like.
And now the WWE Rewind is brought to you by 1-800-CALL AT&T for collect calls. It was basically a recap of Trish calling Molly Holly a fat ass, and then Trish and Linda Miles picking up the win in a tag team match. And every time I looked at Molly Holly back then, I'm like, there was nothing wrong with that woman.
No.
Who did she make mad?
Nothing at all. Like, nothing wrong with her. And I was like, this girl, did y'all really just have beef with this girl just because? Like, she ain't nothing wrong with her. What's wrong with her?
Backstage, when we got back from commercial break, backstage, Jackie was in the makeup chair where Coach walked up to her and referenced the Divas Undressed special, where he said she should have won. Jackie said she was disappointed that Tori won the Golden Thong Award. I just blacked out for a split second because I'm like, oh, yeah, this was around that time. Coach brings up the tag team match that she lost last week, and she basically said that in reality, she didn't lose that either because it was her tag team partner that got the pin, which prompted Molly Holly to walk right into frame and confronted her tag team partner from last week. In reality, if you like me, let me re-raise that because I just read that wrong. In reality, if you spent less time parading around in your undergarments and more time paying attention to a role model like me, you would be a better competitor, Molly says. Well, in reality, unlike you, at least I look good in my underwear. And I'm just like, what?
They kept saying in reality so many times.
In reality, I'm like, in reality, this segment is ass, but that's neither here nor there. Jackie,
in reality, y'all keep saying in reality, I'm in reality and fast forward all of y'all list right now.
Because I'm guessing what Jackie said to Molly was supposed to be a zinger, but the way she delivered this told me she needed acting lessons more than anything. Because she had this thing where her mouth was like, every time she talked, she was like,
It was. I was like, anybody catching that? Because I caught it.
Like I don't know what it was. I'm like, what are you? I just got distracted. I wasn't even paying attention to what she was saying, what she looked like. I'm like, why is your mouth like that? Like, why are you squinching your mouth right now?
Man.
Well, obviously Molly took offense to about not looking good in her underwear, and she slapped the shit out of Jackie before tossing her all over the place, and the assault transitioned out to the arena. Molly went to use a pipe she got from the barricade, but Jackie ducked, and was sent into the plexiglass that they used for the stage. But eventually, Molly looked to regain control, which she did before hitting a snap suplex on Jackie onto the floor, before tossing her in the ring and continuing her assault. As Molly looked to walk away after dominating Jackie, Trish Stratus ran down and brawled with Molly a little bit before pantsing Molly to reveal her some good old-fashioned bloomers or granny panties, as King kept screaming, further embarrassing Molly Holly. And I'm like, who did she piss off?
Right.
This was the first time where they made fun of her for being, I guess you could say, a wholesome role model or something like that. She was basically a mellowed down version of RTC's Ivory during this time. And I could have done without this segment. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not even gonna hold you. Backstage, we see Terry is interviewing Christopher Nowinski to ask about why he challenged Bradshaw to a straight up wrestling match instead of a hardcore match for the hardcore title. And Chris said, why would I want to win a title where I would have to be looking over my shoulder 24/7 worried about trash cans, street signs, and 2x4s? No, thank you. I prefer to compete in a more civilized manner. I prefer to compete in the way we were taught to at Harvard, like a gentleman. Terry looks so uninterested in what he's saying, by the way.
He do.
I prefer an environment where the most dangerous weapon is not a table or a chair. It's intelligence. And that was the interview, and I cannot get that 2 minutes back from whatever the fuck he was talking about. We're back live from commercial break. Christopher Nowinski makes his way to the ring for a straight-up wrestling match against hardcore champion Bradshaw after cheating to win last week. They had King show off Chris's Harvard ring, and the entire time I did not give a flying fuck about his ring. Bradshaw then made his way to the ring in the most countryest cowboy getup I've ever seen in my life, and then proceeds to go on the assault, and then for some reason filled the ring up with weapons, forgetting that this wasn't a hardcore match. Lil Nate, Charles Robinson, kept trying to get him to understand that, but he wasn't hearing it. The ref took a chair from him, and Chris decked Bradshaw with a cowboy belt, and that was the match. Mm-hmm. I can't get this entire 5 minutes back.
It was quick.
It was non-existent, and I did not give a shit. Backstage, William Regal is watching on, impressed with what he just saw. That only makes one of us, but all right. And his happiness turned into disdain when RVD starts shouting for Brock Lesnar and asks Regal where he can find Heyman and Lesnar. Regal says, well, Mr. Heyman is with Mr. Lesnar, who's cooling down after competing tonight against Ric Flair. Which upsets... and that obviously upsets Rob, who says, man, he competed already? Shit.
Yep. Like, he fought? Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, you would know that if you showed up on bloody time, Regal said, as if he was talking to a child. Harvey said, man, don't mess with me, bro. Leave me alone. Regal said, nah, don't you mess with me, because I'm not the one who's coming into other people's dressing rooms looking for a fight. I suggest you apologize. RVD says he did come in here looking for a fight, and since he can't get a hold of Brock Lesnar or Paul Heyman, he challenges William Regal to a fight. And Regal says, a challenge. Consider it accepted. I'll go and get changed straight away. I look forward to it. One champion against another. And then Regal walks away, but he said, cool. Oh, and Regal, I won't be apologizing for barging here, just like I won't be apologizing after you're beat 1, 2, 3, courtesy of RVD. These niggas and these taunt buttons, but all right, before walking out. Back from commercial break, we're backstage again with Terry interviewing Jeff Hardy, who's standing by a random ladder as he prepares to challenge for the Undisputed WWE title in the main event, where Terry says he's going in as the heavy underdog. Jeff says, underdog? This isn't a normal match. This isn't a regular match. I don't have to pin Taker or make him submit. This is a ladder match. And then Jeff Hardy, for some reason, runs all over the place, climbing random props before snatching the mic from Terry and shouts that he's been in tons of ladder matches and Taker's been in none. So therefore, I am the next WWE champion. He was about to say WWF. WWE champion. There's a saying here in New Hampshire, live free or die. I'm living for the moment. And I'm not dying tonight. Before hopping off the ladder and handing Terry back the microphone and runs off. And I'm like, cool.
This was literally extreme Jeff Hardy. For sure.
He was just saying anything, honestly. We then cut to the back where Booker T is prepping for his tag team match with Goldust as they will face Big Show and X-Pac tonight. And then Booker T stops and is confused. Tell me you're not wearing that tonight. Put that thing away before you poke somebody's eye. I'm like, is he talking about somebody's... Is he talking about somebody's dick right now? What's going on? The camera then pans to Darth Vader, which was Goldust, who told Booker he's not a Jedi. Booker, you're not a Jedi yet. Booker said, man, I ain't no Star Wars geek. I've never watched the movie, and I never will. I ain't gonna lie to you, Booker. I said the same thing until it was a slow day at work, and I watched the original 3, the prequel, the sequels. And here's a hot take for you. For those of you who want to clip it, I enjoyed the original 3 more than the prequels. Carry on. Goldust says it's not about that. It's about last week. And our splendid plan is about me concocting another marvelous plan. get your Mac on and get ready. I'll be back. Goldust
I'm
go.
excited. Did Cody wrestle during this time too? Okay. I figured that because I was like, I know Goldust still here, but
You're like 5 years. Cody didn't debut until like 5 years from here. Cody was still trying to be an actor in Hollywood. Goldust goes to put his helmet back on, and Booker snatches the lightsaber from Goldie, and then Booker starts playing with it, making saber noise. I'm about to get medieval, man. Obi Book Kenobi. It doesn't matter whether you're a stormtrooper or the NWO. Your ass is about to get waxed by the 5-time Jedi Master Champion. Now, can you dig that? Sucker!
I said, so you do know Star Wars?
Nope.
It's like, you sound a little sus. Talking about some stormtrooper. Man, what? I thought you said you didn't watch it.
Booker on his knees puts the toy away and tells Goldust tells Goldust to take care of his business, man, leaving Goldie confused as hell. I was confused as hell. But that entire segment made me laugh. I enjoyed it. We then cut back to Mr. McMahon's office, who's standing with a geeked up Eddie Guerrero, and Vince reminds him that he likes to keep the brand separate, but he's made an exception for him because he likes competition, and he knows he do as well. Well, that's Cap nowadays. As a matter of fact, he's all about ruthless aggression. And as for the translation in Spanish, and Eddie says, translation? It's Eddie Guerrero. which Vince likes, and then enters Chris Benoit, who shakes Vince's hand, who's making his return to competition after breaking his neck a year prior. Vince says, let's see some ruthless aggression out there, and that's pretty much the end of that segment. Back from the commercial break, it's champion versus champion as Intercontinental Champion Rob Van Dam meets European Champion William Regal in a non-title affair. Tonight's Raw is brought to you by M&M's, the milk chocolate that melts in your mouth and not in your hands. That's Cap. And by Honda, Performance First. I hate a Honda. And by the Slim Jim brand. Have you ever eaten Slim Jim?
No.
It does not look interesting.
I heard something. It's crazy because one of my friends, they actually ate Slim Jim before, and they said, "Oh, well, this is good." And I'm like, "How? Like, how?"
It looks dry.
I'm scared. I ain't gonna lie, because I'm scared to even take a piece and just
it looks dry.
Try it out. And I've always wanted to try beef jerky, but I want to try good beef jerky. I don't want none of that jerky where it's just like, I have to spit it back out. I don't want to do that. Because then I'm going to feel the type of way.
Right. Because I know it just looks like I'll choke on it because it's so dry.
Yeah. They got a spicy one too?
Shit, I don't know. They probably do. I don't even know. Are they still even active is the question.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, that says a lot. I guess somebody buying if they still active in 2023.
I believe.
I guess they're still active if they're buying stuff. If they're still active, somebody bought it if they're buying in 2023. So I guess so. William Regal makes his way to the ring, and it made me wonder what they could have done different with the European title if they actually took it serious. Anyway, this was basically a clash of styles. RVD's high octane and high flying offense against William Regal's mat based and technical style, but they synced beautifully. Regal tried to go for the Tiger Bomb, but RVD reversed it into a modified back suplex before connecting with the 5-star frog splash after a easy back and forth match, who was halfway across the ring, by the way, to pick up the win. RVD then proceeds to call out Brock Lesnar for a fight. Ask and you shall receive, as Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman walk out to the stage, Universe Mode cutscene style. Paul Heyman says he always admired his guts, but he says he advised against Brock Lesnar coming down and taking out RVD, but then challenged Van Dam to a match in 3 weeks at Vengeance, which RVD gladly accepts, and he says he can beat Lesnar because he's Rob Van Dam. Spoiler alert, he did not win. Back from commercial break, it's time for the tag team action as Bubba Ray and Spike Dudley make their way to the ring, and they show Bubba Ray powerbombing Eddie Guerrero through a table, followed up by Chris Benoit snatching Bubba Ray down into a crossface, which leads to tonight's match. Out next is their opponents. Eddie Guerrero swagged out of his mind without even trying, and his partner is Chris Benoit, competing for the first time since breaking his neck a year ago. This match was a pretty standard tag team TV match right out the gate. I'm not even gonna hold you. I barely took notes on this match. I'm like, because it was just a whatever match to me. Benoit and Bubba were stiffing the hell out of each other once he made the tag. They let Spike cook a little bit too, but that didn't last long as Spike was instantly lit up by both Benoit and Eddie, basically building up to the hot tag to Bubba. There was a bit of communication between Eddie and Chris before Spike hit the acid drop on Eddie, and Bubba finally made the hot tag and went in on Eddie before Benoit broke up the count, but took a suplex for his troubles. After a wah on Eddie, Bubba called for his little brother Spike to get the tables, and of course he obliges until Benoit stomps out Spike from behind. Eddie then connects with a beautiful Hurricane Runner and goes for the Frog Splash, but Bubba got out of the way, and Bubba connects with the Bubba Bomb to pick up the win. After the match, Benoit literally deadlift German suplex, or he was just fat on Bubba. And when Spike went for the acid drop, Chris yeeted that man out of the ring and threw the table before locking Bubba in the crossface. Eddie hit a Frog Splash on the back of Bubba before Benoit choked out Bubba Ray because he switched from his hands to literally choking that man out in the crossface. And basically, that was pretty much it as the heel stood tall to end the segment. Like I said, it was a solid tag team match. Next up, we get a promo. Rey Mysterio is coming soon. So this was before. And this was at this point I realized this was before he debuted with the Goated theme song. Who's that jumping out the sky? R-E-Y Mysterio. Here we go. And back top. Better tap out off the top rope. Here we go. The flow. Man.
If Ray brings that back next year for WrestleMania, I'ma laugh.
Yeah, I don't know if I don't even know if they still own the copyrights to that. That's weird. Back from commercial break, we see Darth Goldie or Gold Vader. I'm gonna go with Darth Goldie. Darth Goldie, yeah. Walking backstage when he runs into Big Show. Oh, there's the freak. Let me ask you a question, freak. What was that crap last week about me being a show hippopotamus? About me smelling like a kangaroo crap sack? What you trying to get at? Are you saying I smell? I'm pretty sure that's what
that means. Come on, man.
Big Show.
It's already been implied.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's literally what it means. When you're called a kangaroo crap sack, he's saying you smell like shit.
Yes.
Big Show. The NWO never told you, did they? What happened to your father? Darth Goldie says, but in kayfabe, his father died, by the way, in like 1999. It was a whole thing with Boss Man dragging the casket on the back of his car. It was that. Big Show said, my father, so he was just as confused as me. That's right. Darth Goldie says as he takes off the helmet, man, don't you know my father's dead? See, even Big Show remembers that storyline. He's like, and in real life, his dad did die. This segment gets even more out of pocket for me. Hold this. Goldie says as he hands Big Show the helmet, further confusing me as well. Big Show, I am your father. Star Wars references before this man smacks the absolute shit out of Show with that toy lightsaber. He said, pow. Goldie then tries to walk away like he just assaulted the man. But then he turns around to another big man, Kevin Nash, who then says, I lost it when he said this, by the way. Yeah, well, I'm your daddy. And then decked the shit out of him. I'm like, what?
I was like, okay, bruh.
Leading to this man getting yeeted around backstage and Big Kev grabbing looked like a metal rod or something, and knocking that man unconscious. That's one down. You got one left. Same as last week. Go out there and get the job done, or we're coming out and kicking your ass. You got it? Kevin Nash yells at this man's face like he's a child, and Big Show is like, all right, because he's yelling at this man while another man is taking a nap right behind him. Big Show gets it before calling for X-Pac. I guess it'll be a 2-on-1 handicap match now. After recapping what just went down, JR and King proceeds to hype up the main event some more before showing a promo package recapping Jeff's recent ladder matches, which is basically showing that he was just taking bumps, just take bumps. Basically building up the fact that he has the advantage in a lot of people's eyes because at this time, this was Taker's first ladder match. Backstage, we're with Terry again. She is standing with the Undisputed WWE Champion, The Undertaker, looking to get his thoughts on tonight's title defense. Well, I'll tell you, he said, well, I'll tell you what, I'll get to Jeff Hardy in a minute. Undertaker says, you see, right now I want to talk about Kurt Angle. You see, Kurt thinks he's somebody because he made Hulk Hogan tap out. He's somebody in my book. Well, I ain't Hulk Hogan. I hope not. And I don't tap. Undertaker continues. So, Kurt, if that's what your plan is for Thursday night, you better come up with a plan B because that one ain't going to work, boy. And when I finish off Kurt Angle, well, then I'm going to move on to The Rock. You see, I'm going to make The Rock regret the day he ever stuck his nose in my match at King of the Ring. And Terry is confused because she asks, well, aren't you at least concerned about your match against Jeff Hardy? Yeah, you've never been in the ladder match before. What's your point?
Right.
Well, I'm just saying that. No. I think this interview is over. Undertaker just said, yeah. This interview is dumb. He said, I'm done. I'm moving on. Back from commercial break, Big Show was wandering around backstage looking for his partner and finds X-Pac laid out in the locker room, and it was alluded to that it was Booker T's doing. So I'm guessing the next match won't be a tag or a handicap, but a one-on-one affair. And right away, the camera cuts back to the arena. Can you dig it, sucker? Glares across the PA as Booker T makes his way to the ring for the match against NWO's Big Show, who is furious right now and sprints his way to the ring as Booker looks to chop down the Giant to start the match, which obviously doesn't last long. I like how throughout Booker's career, especially when he was a babyface, the 5 that he did always got him hyped up. Like it was like his source of power. He's like, all right, I'm gonna wait. The match eventually spilled to the outside. Eventually, Big Show for some reason grabs the steel steps. He forgot it was a regular match and looked to use them on Booker T, but Booker kicked Big Show and he fell straight back with the steel steps falling on his face, knocking him out. And when Booker tried to pick that man up, he's like, he said, man, forget that, because he was big as shit, and just accepted the count out before hitting the spinner Rooney to celebrate, and before he headed to the back, but stopped and said, nah, fuck that. He literally audibly said, fuck that, because he was like, I'm not about to get caught slipping by Kev and Sean, so he went through the crowd to go to the back. And the camera immediately cut to the back and shows an angry Kevin Nash and Shawn Michaels. Just because he didn't live up to his end of the bargain does not mean we won't live up to ours. Sean says, I'm knocking him out. I'm knocking him out. Kevin Nash shouts as they head to the ring. I'm like, bro, why are you so mad?
I'm knocking him out. I said, dang, you upset.
Back from the break, Shawn Michaels, Kevin Nash, and the defeated Big Show is standing in the ring. Show drops the straps because he knows shit's about to hit the fan as Kevin Nash gets in his face. Kev does not hesitate and punched Big Show in the face, which Show didn't take too kindly and punched him right back. And it looked like it was going to be a battle of the giants was about to go down until Shawn got in between the both of them, telling them to keep it easy and tries to turn their sights to Booker T for what he did to X-Pac and says they will deal with him next week. The NWO is a family. We're somewhat a dysfunctional family, but family nonetheless. Shawn didn't lose to a different family member that is currently sitting at home injured and references King of the Ring and their exchange with none other than Triple H. This was around the time that they teased Triple H joining the NWO, by the way. But then Kevin Nash got injured and they nixed the entire stable right afterwards. So it didn't go nowhere. Shawn didn't tell Show and Kevin to kiss and make up. I was like, I hope not.
Right.
Kevin then shakes Big Show's hand before Shawn kicks the hell out of Big Show as a form of tough love and tell Big Show to come on, it's all good. Come on. Backstage, Undertaker is warming up next to Vince McMahon, who proceeds to hype him up ahead of tonight's main event before telling him he's got The Rock and Vengeance. whether he's champion or not. And that obviously upsets Taker, who defends his title all week tonight against Jeff Hardy, on SmackDown against Kurt Angle, before Undertaker says not only will he beat Jeff Hardy, he won't be able to stand up. And it's almost time for the main event as we cut back to Jeff Hardy warming up before Matt Hardy walks into the dressing room and brings in an injured Lita, who I believe she broke her neck that year. So she was out for a minute, to wish him good luck before Jeff exits the locker room and psychs himself out. I'm like, bro, why are you so mad? But I get it. And now it is time for the main event of the evening for the Undisputed WWE Championship. I was about to say Universal again. The Undertaker, the defending champion, enters first, competing in his first ladder match ever as he defends his title against a juiced out of his mind and full of body paint Jeff Hardy. And after playing mind games by messing with Undertaker's bike, toying with Taker before drop kicking a ladder in Taker's face, here we go. Bell rung, and here's the ladder match. Before I break down everything, what you think about this match? How many times have you seen this match? Because I've seen it a lot.
Okay, so I have seen it a lot, but as far as like analyzing it, it was like, dang, like, well, this is the first time. It did look like it was the first time that Undertaker ever competed in a ladder match. So that's like another thing, because I didn't really like see him do it as much until they pulled this one up, and I was like, oh, okay, push him out like a norm.
I believe Taker only had 2 ladder matches in his entire career.
Yeah.
This one and the TLC match against Edge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Versus Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy done had so many ladder matches. Like, I can't even count his. Like,
you're not. He had ladder matches well into 2022.
Yeah.
That one, like, this dude just did not care.
The expert at that. He don't care.
Like I said, I've seen this match so many times. It's not even funny, but I enjoy it every time. Jeff tries to one-up Taker, but that did not last long at all as Taker starts using the ladder in his favor, and Hardy is getting lit up throughout the entire match. Like that. So with Taker basically took, like, I'm not finna keep trying to climb up this ladder. I'm just gonna whoop your ass,
right.
Basically. There was a moment where Taker could have won the match, but Taker wanted to inflict more punishment and started lighting him up at ringside, that being Jeff. This was quite the lopsided ladder match in memory at that point. Despite all that, though, Hardy kept fighting back and was swinging all over the place. Like, that man was just... I liked how he didn't do any technical punches. He just started just swinging for the fences because he knew for a fact that he was getting his ass whooped. So he just said, I'm just going to swing for the fences and just hopefully one of these connects. But obviously, Taker decked him with the right hand. Taker then hit a ladder-assisted leg drop to the back of the neck of Jeff, which about hurt Taker as much as Hardy. But I'm like, all right, that was a choice. Taker misses a splash in the corner and kisses the ladder a bit, and then takes a whisper in the wind, or corkscrew leg kick, as JR called it. I don't think they called the whisper in the wind at this point, out of nowhere. No matter what, he still had fighting him, but Taker stopped that momentum. So it was just like, in a way, this was pretty much another David and Goliath match. When you think about it, I praise Mike Awesome and Spike Dudley, but this was pretty much another one that doesn't get as much praise either. Shit, I might end up doing a video on this one too in the future. Anyway, Taker... after I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, Taker then tried to attack him outside until it became a nut check vibe with Jeff hitting a low blow on Taker, and then used the ladder as a springboard and took out Taker before introducing a taller ladder. So they only used 2 ladders in this match. Like, it's tame compared to recent ladder matches where it's ladders everywhere. And tried to reach for the title slowly but surely, but Taker was right there and set Hardy up for a last ride. But then Jeff reversed it into a Hurricanrana. And then we got JR hyped as shit on commentary, hyping him up to climb the ladder and become champion. Taker then introduces a steel chair to stop Hardy in his tracks. And then after going in with the steel chair and tossing Hardy off the ladder, Taker looks to connect with the last ride, but Hardy still has fighting him. And when Taker tries to go for it again, Jeff grabs the chair and decks Taker in between the eyes. Taker is down, and Jeff yeets the chair in Undertaker's face, and we got JR's famous line: "Climb the ladder, kid. Make yourself famous." Obviously, he made himself famous another way because Taker is back up and hits Jeff with a chair twice, but Jeff is still somehow in this until Taker grabs him and chokes him off the ladder and grabs the title to retain the championship. No matter how many times I see this match, I still enjoy it, and it aged perfectly.
It did.
It's one of those rare David and Goliath matches where it's like, even though you know who's going to win, you still had that hope, and you get sucked into the atmosphere of the match going down. So this is a perfect match. Taker looks to drive off, but Jeff Hardy tries to get back up, and Taker says, "Oh nah," and comes back, hits the last ride on Hardy, basically telling him to stay down before going to drive off with his title.
He kept getting up.
For no reason. I'm like, bro, why you stay your dumb ass down? And then Jeff Hardy is yelling, "Hey, Taker, you haven't broke me, Taker. You haven't broke me. I'm still standing. So on the ropes, I'm still standing."
I said, dang, like I said, this man sound like he crying and
He He in pain.
he is crying.
And I think that,
oh, for real, like.
and I think that added to, it too. Like nothing sounded choreographed like it is now. So you felt the emotion. He's like, "Bro, I'm down, but I'm still standing." And then Taker comes back and looks to deck Hardy again, but Taker stops, changes his tune, and raises the hand of Jeff Hardy, much to the shock of everyone, because he was a badass heel at this time. He was still Big Evil at this time. But Jeff Hardy has earned Taker's respect after the match. And the show ends with Undertaker just baffled, like, this kid got guts, but he has the utmost respect for Jeff Hardy, and that is Raw. I enjoyed this show. Like, I could have done without the middle stuff with the Christopher Nowinski stuff and the
Other than that, it was straight.
And the Molly Holly getting embarrassed stuff, but yeah, other than that, it was pretty straight. Like I can't hate this match whatsoever. So I appreciate that. And that concludes our retro review for Monday Night Raw from July 1st, 2002. All right, now it's that time where we hand the reins over to the Queen of Rebels herself for Chop It Up with the Bandit, where she give us 3 trending topics to talk about. Take it away, Miss Bandit.
All right, so to all my gamers, if you happen to follow Nintendo on Instagram, Nintendo America, make sure that blue check is by there too, because you don't want to just be following anybody and not, they're not verified. So, they have a live stream that's supposed to be happening. The 3rd trailer live stream for The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. It will be Thursday, April 13th. 7 a.m. Pacific time, which is 10 a.m. Eastern time. So make sure you check that out. That will be on their YouTube channel. Roughly, it's gonna be 3 minutes long. So, yep. So if all my gamers, if y'all love, the Legend of Zelda series, be sure to check that out. Also, for my lovely movie fanatics, we got Renfield that's coming out April the 14th, along with Evil Dead Rise that comes out April 21st. And then there's another, I think this one's called Beau is Afraid. I have not seen the trailer for that yet, but I will. That's also coming out April 21st. And Insidious Chapter 5, July 7th. And The Meg, The Trench comes out August the 4th. In case, y'all got some movies that y'all would love to see that has not came out yet, be sure to check out any movie releases for this year. You should be able to get a whole entire list within the upcoming months about what's supposed to be released in theaters. Also, UFC. I did get a chance to finish everything, but then I got to the main event, and it wasn't that, like, the fight wasn't bad, but it didn't last long. Israel Adesanya finally got his belt back, so he is UFC champion.
Oh, this is Izzy who mocked that kid.
Izzy, yes.
People try to get mad because he mocked that kid, but that's the same kid who played dead when he lost a while back. So suck it up, kid.
All right.
You'll be all right, little bitch.
You will be just fine.
Izzy just like Roman. Izzy is just like Roman Reigns. Fuck them kids.
He is. Well, I'm proud. Like, he got the belt back. Israel Adesanya, his opponent that he fought against, I think they was on a rivalry for like 4 years or something. They had a rival for a while. And then his opponent took the belt from him for a little while, and then he ended up showing back up in the ring and getting the belt back. I think they fought April the 8th. So, like, it was, I liked it. I'm not going to lie to you. I liked it. But, yeah, he said it wasn't going to take long, and he delivered. So, it is what it is. Other than that, that's pretty much all the news I have for y'all. I want y'all to stay safe. Please continue to drink your water. Please take your allergy medicine. If you're
Please stop being assholes.
Yes, please. That would be nice. It really would. Even though sometimes we have our days, but that's different. You know, that's a whole other different situation.
We're not talking about that. We're talking about that.
That's different. But other than that, please, as I mentioned again, be safe out here. Do your part and be a better human being. Mm-hmm. That's all I got.
Yep. And that is all we got on this season for the Gresh and Leash podcast. Next episode will be a best of, where it'll be a compilation of all of our funniest moments or funny interviews. Make sure you guys tap in next week. And then that is a wrap officially for Suela the Bandit on this season of the Gresh and Leash podcast. For those of you who haven't been following on Twitter, this will be the last episode for the foreseeable future. We'll be on a indefinite hiatus. Will we be back? The time will tell. But for the time being, we will be shifting our resources to other ventures. The episodes aren't going anywhere. So if you guys ever want to just go back and relive classic episodes of the Gresh and Leash podcast from season 1 or 2, they will be available over at www.greshandleash.com. for now, until we eventually merge them over to greshdigitalmedia.com. And with that being said, what a season. Nice laughs. We tested the waters with in-person podcasts from early last month. 2 months ago. And just because this show is a wrap doesn't mean you're going to see the end of Suela the Bandit when it comes to the Gresh brand. She's a part of the Gresh brand. She is not going anywhere. We're just going to shift our focus to other ventures and other aspects of content creation and focus on that and go forward. You never know when we might pop up. You never know if I might force her to create her own show. You never know.
Or maybe have my own Twitch and get on live on Twitch.
Exactly. You never know. So that's what I'm saying. Like, just because this is going on a break doesn't mean we're done. Like, the content is going away. It's just we're just going to create the content a different way. But with that being said, you guys stay safe out here in these streets. Make sure you guys follow us on social media. Myself, Josh Gresh from ORG. Follow Suela at Suela the Bandit 3 on Twitter and Rebel Bandit 45 _ on Instagram. Or you can just visit solo.to/Suela for her direct links. And with that being said, you guys stay safe out here in these streets. And remember to always eat, sleep, flex, and repeat. We out. Be breezy.
Bye, y'all.